Hi there. This is Dominic Dejan Craig coming to you live on YouTube. And today we are going to talk about the religion of black victimhood. Now, when I say the religion of black victimhood, I'm talking about, let's go back to when I was a little boy. When I was a little boy, I was told that I had to work twice as hard as a white person to get half as much done. That was okay. That was okay. I started my first business at 14 with my friend. We were poor. I had like two pair of socks, two pair of pants, my friend too. Imagine being 15, his mother kicked him out. I asked my mom, he came to live with us. We started a lawn mowing business. We made 400 bucks a month, which was a lot of money when you're 14. I was able to buy school clothes. That was nice. We bought a lot of candy. We went to the movies. It was cool. It was pretty cool. So anyway, things began to change. I began to notice that there was, I don't know, this liberal vibe going on. You would see things like participation trophies, where all the kids who play get a trophy, where they're not keeping score for the soccer games for the kids no more. Now they just run around and kick the ball. And I didn't realize they were sneaking in socialism. They were getting us prepared for the idea that everybody gets the same thing, that the outcome is the same for everybody. So now then, moving forward, black victimhood. Let's talk about Trayvon Martin. Now, we're not going to get into the details of the case, but the fact of the matter is that Zimmerman killed a kid on his way home from school, and nothing happened. So black people turned to Barack Obama and they were like, hey man, we put you in and we're giving you all this room to be you and to do you, and nobody's holding you up to any form of accountability or asking any real questions about your presidency. But are you going to do something about Trayvon Martin? And he's a punk. He came out, gave some stupid speech. If Trayvon Martin was my son, or if I had a son, he would look like Trayvon Martin. Just shut up, Barack Obama, punk. Eric Holder too. There's nothing we can do. Just a bunch of punks. And as a result, the people in Ferguson, Missouri, is that right? No, Trayvon wasn't in Missouri. Trayvon was in Florida, I believe. But the Ferguson thing happened, and there were protesters in Ferguson, and Barack Obama called them thugs, and that's the new word for nigger. So, well, there was a major split, like an exodus of black people no longer supporting Obama. And well, Obama got 91% of the black vote. Hillary got 86%, and she lost. Now then, we got Black Lives Matter as a result of Trayvon Martin. Now, Black Lives Matter came on the scene about 7 years ago. They have collected billions of dollars. What have they done with it? How many black people have they helped? Have they put any people in school or fed anybody? Where has that money gone other than to pay for tour buses and bus these terrorists all around the country to commit their acts of terror? That's what we got. Under out of Barack Obama's presidency, we got Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter has to preserve the myth that black people are victims in this country. They have to preserve that myth, and they have to accompany that myth with the myth that white people should feel guilty for things that they've never done that have happened in this country. So the myth that black people are victims, it starts with a lot of lies. And these lies, they need to be called out. Like, okay, for example, Breonna Taylor, right? They said that the cops came to the wrong house and shot her while she was sleeping in her bed. Now, the grand jury testimony comes out, turns out her name was on the warrant. They knocked three times. The cop comes in and gets shot. They return fire, okay? The boyfriend doesn't get hit once. She gets hit six times. Was he using her as a shield? Okay. Turns out she was all up in the dope game. She was helping to hide the money and dropping off packages and stuff. She was all up in the dope game. And she was not an EMT. They got her looking all innocent and all that. She got fired from that job because they found a dead body in her car. Say his name, Fernandez Bowman. Dead body in her car. So the idea that the cops just came into her house and shot her in her bed, that's just a lie. And same thing with who's the Jacob Blake guy, right? They're like, well, why did they have to shoot? Why did they have to shoot? This guy was a rapist. This guy was violating his restraining order to go and harass his victim. Okay, he had a knife, and as he's getting in the car, the woman screams out, "He's got my car keys and my son in the car." So the cop had to take him down. He couldn't let him take the kid. But nevertheless, Black Lives Matter wants you to believe that this is a good human being. And we should all be rioting and burning things down because of this guy. And the list goes on and on and on. And they've got their own prophets of black victimhood. I'm talking about Al Sharpton. I'm talking about Jesse Jackson, who you don't see him very much anymore, but the prophets of black victimhood. They have to sell you the idea that you're being oppressed, that you're being hunted. Why? Well, they want to bring in communism. That's the short answer. They want to bring in communism. And they're doing it with black victimhood, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, the Democratic Party, and the Green New Deal. Or if you prefer, climate change alarmists. Okay? And the climate change alarmism, that's associated with white guilt. They want white people to feel guilty about having cars and airplanes and everything that's cool. And they want to take us back to socialism, slavery. They want to end coal, end gas, end oil, end steel. Okay, I don't know what. What are we going to do? So we're going to be an agricultural society then, and then what will happen? Russia and China will rule the world, just like this almost happened under Obama. Russia was number one in oil and gas. The United States had to import oil. As a result, we had to fight wars for Saudi Arabia so that we could protect our flow of the oil. Under Barack Obama, for 8 years, on 7 countries that we were not at war with, we dropped a bomb every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes. This dude, the drone bombing, what a coward, man. Now then, we got Trump. Now we're number one in oil and gas, so we don't have to go over there and fight the proxy wars for Saudi Arabia in order to protect our supply of the oil. So we can bring our troops back, and this, what happens is now all of a sudden that America is no longer willing to fight other people's proxy wars. Now they all want to sign peace treaties. And that's totally cool. That's totally cool. I would call that leadership. I would call that leadership. But nonetheless, we're talking about black victimhood. Now, the Black Lives Matter, the Antifa, they have to keep blacks convinced that they are victims. But this is a lie. Black people in the United States have the highest standard of living of any black person in the world. They say if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Well, I say if you can't make it here, you can't make it nowhere. That's what I say. We are not victims. And if you believe that you're a victim, you will become your own oppressor. And the whole victimhood thing, it comes from this place of believing that somebody owes you something. And let me be the first one to tell you that nobody owes you nothing, okay? Nobody owes you nothing. But that's at the center. At the center of the black victimhood religion is this belief that the white man owes you reparations for slavery. Well, let's take a look. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie, right? If you give them to me, I'm going to take them, okay? But how does the white man owe you reparations for slavery? The white man didn't start slavery. The white man ended slavery. How many white people died in the Civil War to end slavery? Do their descendants owe you money? You've never been a slave. They've never owned a slave. These white people you see today, A lot of them wasn't here during slave days. Many of them are recent immigrants from Western Europe. But if you believe that somebody owes you something, then you go through life feeling like you've been cheated. And instead of taking advantage of the opportunities as they present themselves to you to better your life, you will just become a scrub. You will never reach your potential because you truly don't believe in yourself. And this is the religion of black victimhood. Now, the Democrats have to keep it going because what they do, here's what the Democrats do, they use programs to steal from blacks. So say the federal government gives California $1 billion to address the homeless problem. Okay, what does California do? Do they build houses? Do they build affordable housing? No, no. Programs. They build these programs to teach people how to fill out job applications. And they use that to steal all the money. And they do that across the country. Whatever it is, you don't get tangibles, you get programs. Every city where blacks are on the bottom is run by Democrats. Every city that's not safe, just dogged out, the top 20 most dangerous cities in the country are run by Democrats. And they want black people to believe that it is their duty to vote for these people who are using them. This is the victimhood game. This is the black victimhood game. You're a victim, and I'm the Democrats, and I'm going to come along and save you. And right along with the black victimhood game is the white guilt trip. They want you to feel so guilty that you just give up your whole country. You just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for slavery. I'm sorry for the Holocaust. I'm sorry for whatever. Come and take my country. Yup. Come and take my country. And put us all in communism. And that's what the white guilt thing is all about. They want you to feel guilty about something that you've never done. And that's what the black victimhood thing is. They want black people to think that they're perpetual victims and that somebody owes them something. And that their only hope is to vote for them same Democrats who fought a war to keep them enslaved. And there's more. It's got its own prophets. The black victimhood thing, it's got its own martyrs. Right? It's ridiculous. It's idol worship. They want you to believe that your rights came from Dr. King. No, your rights came from God. God gave you your rights. And they use Dr. King every time you start to think for yourself. What would Dr. King say? What would that? You know what? Let's get this right out in the open. I don't agree with everything that Dr. King said. Okay? And I don't agree that there's some moral high ground to be gained by getting your ass whipped. I don't believe that. That we're going to march out here and get our asses whipped. We're not going to fight back. And we're going to hope that people will film us getting our asses whipped and shame these people who are whipping our asses. And that's how we got our freedoms, is we walked and got our asses whipped till they got tired and set us free. First of all, I don't believe that. I don't know what did happen, but I don't believe that's what happened. And I don't worship Dr. King. And I reject black victimhood in every form that it takes. I reject it. So if you're black, don't be a victim. And if you're white, reject white guilt. Because white guilt and black victimhood, those are the vehicles with which they are trying to enslave our country and make us into a socialist, communist place where we don't have no freedoms and we won't be the number one country in the world no more. We won't be number one in oil and gas. No. They want to turn us into Venezuela. And so reject the Green New Deal, reject white guilt, and reject black victimhood. Thank you for watching.